Hello, friends. In life, we often look at others and wish we had what they have. We think, if only I were richer or stronger or more famous, then I would be happy. This is a very old thought. Today, we will share a story about a man who wished for more. A man who learned a deep lesson about where true happiness and power really come from. His name was Kai. Kai was a stonecutter. He worked hard every day, in the hot sun, breaking big rocks into smaller pieces. His hands were rough, his back was tired. He often looked at his life and felt a quiet sadness. He wished for a different life, a better life, a life with more power. One day, while he was cutting a rock, a small piece flew off and hit him right in the forehead. It was a tiny rock, but it was moving very fast, so it hurt a lot. And as he touched his forehead, he saw something that made him stop. In his hand, there was not just a small piece of rock, but a beautiful crystal. It was clear and sparkling in the sunlight, and in that moment, Kai understood. Once upon a time in a faraway land, there was a poor stonecutter named Kai. Day in and day out, he cut stones for the rich merchants and the king's palace, but no one ever noticed him. One hot afternoon, as Kai cut stones by the roadside, a rich merchant rode by. He sat in a big, soft carriage. He had fine clothes and looked very happy. He stopped and ate a meal of good food. Kai watched him. Oh, Kai thought, I wish I were that rich merchant. His life seems so easy. He has no worries. He has so much power from his money. And just like that, Kai became the rich merchant. He lived in a big house. He ate delicious food. He had many servants. He could buy anything he wanted. His days were full of comfort. He felt important. He felt happy. But after a while, Kai, who was now the rich merchant, was on his way to the market when he saw the king riding by. The king had even finer clothes. Everyone bowed low to him. The merchant had more servants. He had more respect. He had more power. The merchant felt small. No, thought the rich merchant. Being rich is good, but being a king is better. The king has the most power of all. So, Kai became the king. He wore a crown. He sat on a big, golden throne. Everyone in the land had to obey him. He had many guards. He made big choices. He had the most power over people. He felt very important. This was true power. But as the days passed, the king felt hot. Very hot. The sun in the sky shone down with great strength. The sun did not care if he was a king. It shone down on everyone, hot and strong. The king felt weak under its light. No, thought the king. Being a king is strong, but the sun is stronger. The sun has power over everyone and everything. So, Kai became the sun. He shone brightly in the sky. He gave light and warmth to the whole world. All plants grew because of him. All people felt his heat. He dried up the rivers and the lakes. He felt so powerful. Nothing could stop him. He was the strongest force in the sky. But then a small cloud came. Just a simple, soft cloud. It began to cover the sun. The cloud blocked the light. It made the world dark. The sun could not stop the cloud. No, thought the sun. I am strong, but the cloud is stronger. The cloud can cover even me. And just like that, Kai became a small cloud. At first, he was scared. He didn't know what to do. But then he saw how beautiful it was to be a cloud. He floated around the sun, sometimes letting the light peek through him to the earth below. He saw birds flying below him. They were free and happy. He saw lush green fields and sparkling rivers. He saw children playing and flowers blooming. And he realized that being a part of nature was truly amazing. He went back to the stonecutter's hut. Now, it was just an old, abandoned hut, but he didn't mind. He looked at the tools the stonecutter used to use. There was the hammer and the chisel. They were simple tools, but they were honest and reliable. He felt a sense of calm and satisfaction, knowing that these tools had helped create something beautiful. Then he heard a familiar voice. It was the old king. T was no longer young and strong. Time had taken its toll on him, but he was still kind and wise. They talked about the good old days when Kai was the king, but neither of them felt any sadness or regret. They had both learned to accept the natural order of things. The clouds stayed in the sky for many years, watching over the land and the people. He no longer wished to be anything else. He was content with his simple existence as a part of nature's grand design. And that is the story of Kai, the cloud who learned that true happiness comes from accepting the natural order of things, and that every moment in life is a chance to start again. If you enjoyed this tale, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends. Subscribe for more folk tales and stories. Thank you for watching. Once upon a time, there was a woodcutter named Kai. Kai was a simple man. He lived in a small village. He chopped wood every day. He sold the wood to people in the village. Life was hard. Kai was tired. Every day he looked up at the sun and wished he could be the sun. If I were the sun, he thought, I would have no worries. I would have no pain. I would shine everywhere and everyone would look to me. Or he looked up at the clouds and wished he could be like them. If I were a cloud, he thought, I could float anywhere. I could bring water to the earth. I could make plants grow. I could do anything. Or he looked at the tall, strong mountains and wished he could be like them. If I were a mountain, he thought, nothing could touch me. No wind, no rain, no sun, nothing. Kai wished to be powerful. He wished to be more than what he was. One day, while Kai was chopping wood, a magic genie appeared in front of him. The magic genie said, You have wished for me 3 times, so I will grant you 3 wishes. Oh, I want to be the sun, said Kai. And so, Kai became the sun. He floated high in the sky. He could move wherever he wished. He could block the sun's light. He could bring rain to the dry earth, giving life to plants. He felt so free, so powerful. He could change the world below. He rained and rained. The water fell onto the land, onto the trees, and onto the big, tall mountains. The mountains stood strong. They did not move. They did not change. The cloud rained on them for days, but the mountains simply stood there, quiet and still. The cloud rained and rained, but the mountains did not move. The cloud could not move them. The cloud could not break them. No, thought the cloud, I am strong, but the mountain is stronger. The mountain is so big and still. Nothing can move it. So, Kai became the mountain. He stood tall and strong on the earth. He felt solid. He felt forever. The wind blew, but he did not move. The rain fell, but he did not break. The sun shone, but he simply stood firm. He was the strongest thing on the earth. He felt safe. He felt powerful. He was unmoving. He was perfect. But then he felt a small sound. A tiny chip. Then another. And another. Something was taking small pieces from him. It was small, but it was strong. What is this? Thought the mountain. Who can break me? The mountain looked down. And who did he see? A man. A small man with a hammer and a chisel. It was a stonecutter. The stonecutter was slowly, steadily chipping away at the mighty mountain. One chip at a time. The stonecutter was small, but he was breaking the biggest, strongest thing on earth. He was breaking him. In that moment, Kai understood. The stonecutter, his old self. He had come full circle. The stonecutter, who he thought was weak and tired, actually had power over the mountain. He had power over the very thing he had become. Suddenly, all the wishes left him. The wish to be rich. The wish to be a king. The wish to be the sun, the cloud, the mountain. All those wishes were just thoughts about power outside of himself. But true power, he realized, was right there, in his own hands, in his own work. The magic genie saw that Kai was no longer interested in being the sun, the cloud, or the mountain. So the magic genie disappeared. Kai continued to work as a woodcutter. He was no longer tired. He was happy. He was strong. He was not the sun, the cloud, or the mountain, but he was powerful in his own way. And that is the story of the woodcutter, who wished to be more but realized that true power comes from within. And so, Kai became a stonecutter again. But he was not the same Kai. His hands were still rough. His back still got tired. But his heart was full. He no longer looked at others and wished he were them. He stopped comparing. He looked at his own work. He looked at his own strength. He understood that happiness was not about being richer or stronger or bigger than others. Happiness was about finding power in himself. It was about being happy with what he had and what he could do. It was about finding joy in his own work, his own life. The story of Kai, the stonecutter, reminds us of a very simple truth. We don't need to change who we are to find peace. We don't need to wish for someone else's life. The power we seek in the world is often already within us. The secret to true happiness is not wanting more, but being happy with what we have and using the strength that is already ours. It is the quiet power of contentment.